Hi everyone, I'm hopeful that all you will be fine. In the last session, we have learned how we can actually get the Zoom user using the Zoom REST API. Okay, so we are keep continuing with the Zoom users REST API, and in today's session, we will learn how we can actually add the assistance to the user. Okay, so for that, we first need to create a const uh, variable for that relative path with some helper inside it to build the relative path URI. So we say here assistants, and we need to pass the user ID as a parameter, and then we just need to use the string interpolation, and then we have say users, and need to pass the user ID, okay, and then at the end we need to add assistants, okay. And few key points regarding this endpoint you must be having in your mind. The first thing is that you can pass user ID value. Either you can pass the user ID which you will be get from the user object from the Zoom. Either you can pass that unique ID or unique GUID, and either you can also pass the user email, okay, and you can also pass me as a parameter to the user ID. If you are using user level OAuth app, okay, then you can pass me, okay. And then we need to export this. We are discussing further more key points regarding this endpoint and inside the helper file. So we first need to hide this, and inside the helper, we first need to import that, okay. So here we say assistant, okay, and at the bottom, we need to create a helper. For that, we say const add assistants, okay, async, and we need to pass the payload. And inside that, so inside the payload, we can either basically payload have a collection of assistants IDs or emails, okay. So in this way, so you can pass assistants as a collection, and the collection will be inside the payload, okay. And inside that, we have a collection of objects in this form. So you can either set the ID, and you can place the ID for the assistant user. Either you can pass email, and you can set the email, okay. Okay, so you can both, you can set the either ID of that email, ID of that assistant user, either you can set the email of that user. So inside the payload, we have a collection of the assistant users, okay. And inside the payload, we have also user ID, okay. So let's start to build the URI. So we say here, first we need to correct the typo mistake, and I will say assistant URI, and we need to use a string interpolation. Here we first need to place the API base URI, and then we append the assistant, okay, relative helper. So inside that, we first check if payload have a user ID, then we are passing that. If not, then we are just going to pass. For this session, I'm just passing freelancer.gmail.com on my email, so that we can get the demo. And you can also pass inside this email, either you can pass ID, either you can pass me, okay. But for this session, I'm just passing my email address, okay. And that's it. And let's bind the Axios, and we say Axios, and need to set the URL as a assistant URI, and method will be post, okay. And then we say data will be payload, okay, and headers. So inside the header, we have a access token. So I'm just, for this session, I'm just copying the JWT token, which we have already inside the .env file. So I'm just placing that here, okay. So inside this bearer token, you must be have a user right admin scope, either you have a user right scope, okay. So user right, you can set that user right user colon right scope from the user level helper, okay. You can set that from there. Now that you can, if you have an admin level app, then you can also set this, okay. Okay, and then we just need to bind, then we say response, return the response, and inside the error cage, so we bind the cage, and we have say return error, and semicolon and return data. Need to format the code bit, and you must be have a few more things regarding this endpoint key points. Okay, so both the assistant and the user, okay, must be have a license. Okay, license. Okay, the license will be a pro license or on-prem license. Okay, so both have a license, must be. And this API have a medium rate limit. Okay, and before adding an assistant, the user who is going to add the assistance must have an enabled co-host option from their profile. So you can just go to the settings on your web portal and enable that co-host option. Okay, and also you can assign the scheduling privileges to the assistant. Okay, so that he or she can manage your account. Okay, so let's start. I think we now just first export this. So we have not exported yet. So we export add assistants. And then inside the API, we first need to import. So here we say add assistants. And at the bottom, we just need to create an endpoint. We say a post and slash API slash Zoom slash assistants. Either we can say user add assistants. Okay, we say async request response. Here we say lead assistants, await and aid assistants, this dot body. Okay, and we just need to return. I think we can pass the ID. Okay, so we just need to return response.json and we pass the assistants. We need to format the code a bit. Okay, and here I think we can pass the ID. So either we can first need to request dot body and we here add user ID and we get the request.params.id. Okay, and then we just need to send that to the assistant, and inside the assistant we need to remove this email, and we are just setting that from the parameter. Okay, so now just I think we have no, we do not have, so we must be plus the breakpoints and then just start the API npm start. Okay, and then so basically in this current this session which account I am using, I do not have too many users and too many license. I have only one license. I have inside the account more than one users, but we have only one license. So I'm pretty sure that I will get a license error from the Zoom, but the implementation will work fine if you follow all the steps and all the key points. Okay, so let's for the demo, we just create a simple request from the postman. So we say assistant, and we need to set that to post, and we have say HTTP localhost 4000 and API Zoom slash aid assistants. Okay, need to save that, and inside the body we need to select the raw and pass the JSON, and inside the JSON object we need to set the assistants. Okay, and inside the session assistant we have a collection of objects. So here we say ID, and we just first need to get the ID from here. So we say localhost 4000 API Zoom slash users, and from the response we will get the user ID. Okay, and in the postman we need to pass that. Okay, and we need to send the request. I do not think so, cannot post to the API aid assistance. Oh, it is aid assistance. Save, send the request. Let's see what is going wrong there. So, oh, we have a ID parameter. Okay, so there's why request is not sending. So we say have freelancer, we set the Gmail and save, then send. Okay, so you can see I have got an error. So inside the error, let's see what is the response. So in the response, you can see a user must either be a licensed user or on-prem user. Okay, so this is the user is currently not a licensed user or on-prem user, so that's why I'm getting this error. But if you have a both licensed user, then you can use this endpoint to add the assistant. Okay, so I'm hopeful you have enjoyed this session. If you have any query regarding this session, or you have found any errors or bugs or any queries, then just please place a comment on a video comment section. Either you can share your queries or your suggestions via my shared contact details. So all those are most welcome. So take care. Bye bye.